Hi guys, and welcome to this week's 30-minute Spotlight webinar. I'm Amanda, your host. This webinar is kindly sponsored by Proboxx. Proboxx is your all-in-one digital logistics provider where you can access your quotes, your shipments in real time, and saved in cost efficiencies and improvements in streamlining your workflow, all in your very own personalized digital portal. And this week's Spotlight webinar is on best strategies for launching and ranking on Amazon in 2024. And with us to share his wisdom on this is Marcel from intelliRANK. So welcome, Marcel. Thank you for joining.
Thank you for having me, Amanda. It's a pleasure to be here. And yeah, looking forward to our conversation today.
Yeah, we're excited to have you, and we can't wait as well, because I think this is a hot topic for anyone that's thinking about launching in this time on Amazon when so many changes are happening and things seem to be getting harder and harder. But with your expert advice today, I'm sure it's going to help kind of make it a little bit clearer for people and give them the inspiration they need. So tell me a little bit about you, Marcel, and what intelliRANK does best.
All right, a little bit about myself. I've been in the industry since end of 2016, but I tend to say 2017 as an Amazon seller. And yeah, since then we have a lot of background in terms of launching and ranking, because in 2019 we've established intelliRANK as an agency. And since then we have been launching and ranking products on the Amazon marketplace and Walmart as well, where I think over 4,000 products at the moment successfully launched and ranked. This is one of the services that we have in terms of launching and ranking through surveys. So getting customer data, getting information from product testers, and in the process getting benefits like let's say sales velocity, momentum, and ranking. And not, let's say, it's actually what's happening. The core and the power of our service is the actual ranking juice that we're sending to the Amazon platform. So yeah, happy to be here.
Yeah, no, that's just super exciting stuff. And I'm curious, before we get into it as well, like, what are the things that you've noticed that have changed like dramatically since when you first started to now in 2024? What's shifted in terms of what's needed for somebody to launch and rank in 2024?
I'd say the first thing that has changed is the amount of money needed to get a product and get the marketing done on the platform. While back in the days, it was, let's say, from this perspective, you needed less money to try products. You also had less information and less tools to help you out in terms of getting the data behind a niche or a product. Right now, we have a lot of data. So yeah, people are doing a lot of research. Now, the main topic with every product, and this is the most important one, is the product differentiation. So first of all, you got to do good product research and come up with a good product on the marketplace. But the next hardest things on the let's say plate that you'll have is the actual marketing that you have to do for the product. Because you may have the best product in the world. If people do not see it, they will not buy it. And incredibly, but some people have maybe not the best product in the world, or not a good product, and with a good marketing, they sell a lot of it. So marketing is the key. So the amount of money needed to invest into marketing now, I'd say, is more than it was in 2017 when I touched base with Amazon. But nevertheless, this is doable. A lot of people are launching products and are getting a lot of good results on the Amazon marketplace. It's a matter of being persistent and consistent in what you do.
Yeah. And is there also a lot of more data analysis and more research, market research done? Like, say you find a niche and you find a product that's got viability. Are you finding that a lot of people are now spending more time testing to see, or using tools to see whether what they've got is actually going to resonate with the audience?
Yeah, that's very important. Depends. There are two strategies here. I've seen both. So there are people going on the MVP, so getting lots of product, like launching maybe 10 products per month, and other people that are launching maybe 3-4 products per year. So it's a matter of let's say taste, how people like to do it. Both strategies are good, but myself, I will tell you about how I see things. I look at a product and the branding and the brand that's coming up behind it. So as soon as I discover a product in a niche, I'm thinking what other products I can link to that product, and in what way I can build a brand around that product, and around that those products that come around it. So myself, I look at it from this perspective. I think branding is the key, and even before people were looking for, let's say, aggregators were trying to purchase and putting aside everything, the core of Amazon business would be actually the actual exit, because that's the payday. This is how I see things. So back in the days, aggregators were buying pretty much any business out there. But in the future, I predict that a lot of people are looking into brands. So if you want to get a big payday, a big exit, building a brand is a must. And that means having a good, let's say, source of products in terms of a specific niche, not just selling pretty much everything out there. I don't know. Yeah, kitchen. Even though I'm not against that idea, as long as people are making money, you can sell, whatever it's making money. But myself, I truly resonate with the branding and everything that it's being built around the product in terms of the vision, mission, the brand kit, the colors, everything to be aligned with a direction. Yeah.
Yes, totally agree. And tell me, next question I have for you is, for somebody who's new to this, can you give us a breakdown on like the journey of a new product? Say, for example, from the moment that it lands on Amazon FBA, and how to get things going in terms of like reviews, sales velocity, and ranking.
That's actually the key to any product that you put on Amazon, and it's a great question. Thank you, Amanda, for that. So yeah, whenever you think about a new product and you create the ASIN on the Amazon platform, think about it on the long run. So what you're trying to do, first of all, and this is very important, I'm a big fan of variations. Whatever product you're launching, think about the variations you can add to it. Let's take an example. The easiest variation would be the color variation. So let's say you have a black product and you have a pink one and a blue one, whatever colors you find out there. If you're starting with the black color, there are some things you can do. First of all, think about the reviews. This is the #1 problem that any Amazon seller is having out there, especially when you launch, the amount of reviews that you get and the actual, of course, reviews, let's say, score that's affecting your product. Now, I don't want to get into the idea that you have not so good product. We'll talk from the perspective that you have a good product, and whenever you're launching the product, you know that's a good product, tested and quality check done carefully. So we'll take this into consideration when we're analyzing the journey. Now, whenever the product is live, think about it this way. What you can do. First of all, enroll that particular ASIN into Vine. That's the #1 and easiest way to get reviews. And I encourage everyone to enroll 30 units into Vine. Getting up to 30 reviews on one ASIN, it's incredible. Now, a small hack here that's currently working, but I will have a disclaimer attached to it. Now, since we're talking variations, create 3 variations, even if your main product will be the black one. Let's say you're selling something, a yoga mat, a black one, whatever, black yoga mat. And you also will bring in pink and blue yoga mat. Even if pink and blue have, let's say, 50 units, you bring in 50 units, just for the sake of enrolling them into Vine, 30 units into Vine. Imagine the power of having up to 30 reviews with up to 30 more and up to 30 more. This will bring you to up to 90 reviews. And right now you can do this. I don't know for how long, but Amazon is allowing you to do this. The trick is you have to enroll each of them as a separate ASIN into Amazon, and do not put them under the same parenthood. Leave them separate until
Each
the
one would
Vine.
have to be a parent.
Sorry?
So just to clarify that, so each SKU would have to be a parent, not a child of the parent.
The idea is that you can list them as individual ASINs, so they will be individual ASINs, and then you can include all the individual ASINs as childs under a parent.
Okay.
We do not do that. So we leave them as individual ASINs like they were separate products, for example.
Okay, yeah.
So each of them, you can enroll them. This is when you can enroll them into Vine.
Mm.
And you can put up to 30 units to get up to 30 reviews out of Vine. But do not add them under the same parent, so leave them separate until all the Vine campaigns conclude. So this means the status there, you would go to advertising in Seller Central, you go to Vine, you have to wait for the status to turn into concluded. So if it's waiting for reviews or anything like that, just wait.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you will be adding them under the same parent, so you put them under variations under the same parent, that's when you combine the reviews and you benefit from up to 90 reviews. And that's a huge conversation starter with PPC and with everything else on the platform, because you have social proof. Reviews are very important. Imagine back in the days, we were struggling to get from friends and family up to 10 reviews to get the product started. This is what happened to me. Of course, yeah, we had other services that were doing something shady, but yeah, we've been through that. We've learned a lot. So, for example, one of the ASINs on one of our products got blocked, and all the reviews removed from it due to review manipulation. So, yeah, there was that purge in, I think, 2018, 2019, whatever, when everyone suffered from that. But right now with Vine, it's straightforward, it's simple, and yeah, it's an easy way to get things started. This is the reviews part.
Yeah, that's a great point. And do you find that having that the more reviews you have up front, the better it is for the algorithm, for search, for everything, for sales? It's just a crucial part of launching and ranking, getting the reviews.
Yeah, absolutely. Because that's the social proof that you need in order for people to trust and purchase from your product. Yes, of course, people will purchase from products with no reviews, with 0 reviews, but look at it from your behavior whenever you're trying to purchase something. You're like, I don't know. Yeah, let's see another product. Maybe we see whatever people are talking about, good and bad. And that's what makes the purchase position, the purchase decision, actually. So yeah, I tend to look at it from this one. It's important, yes, for Amazon. So a good review, it's a good indicator, a good signal to Amazon that your product is sending, it's selling and it's sending the right vibes to the customers. Of course, the opposite of that is also true. If you get a 1-star review, that's a bad signal to Amazon in terms of visibility. So that's affecting you and that might drag you down. So yeah, sometimes that happens. It's important to try to mitigate that from day 0 if possible. This means delivering even more value to each customer in terms of whenever they receive the product, to be as impressed as, the 1-star review will not be on the table for them. So yeah, that's a different topic for another day, probably.
Yeah.
Going back to
Exactly.
the reviews part, yeah.
Yeah. And
There
also,
are yeah, go ahead.
I think, it's interesting, obviously, when you're launching a new product, you don't necessarily know how it's going to go. Maybe you're working with a new factory as well. So there's a lot of unknowns, when you're launching something that everything is new. And yes, there may be that bad review or that odd review that's not great, but it's also a great opportunity to refine your product and make it better. So I think, there's pluses and minuses to both of those reviews.
Absolutely. But what's in question here, I'd say if the product is new or the seller is new. If you're a new seller, yeah, you have to go through a lot to learn things. But if you're an experienced seller, I encourage you to deep dive into each product and make it the best possible. So, yeah, okay, let's dive a bit into this one as well, since you brought it up. It's always about the senses that you influence whenever someone is receiving your product. So first of all, it's how it's packaging. The packaging, how it looks like, it's important. So the site we're influencing, we can influence that. We can put some nice lines there to maybe put a smile on the face of the customer. Depending on what you're selling, you can definitely get to them on the emotional level. Next is the smell. It's very important to maybe add a drop there, a lavender or something in the packaging. Whenever they open the package, they will not get that factory smell or whatever. They get a very nice and pleasant smell. So you're influencing their, the way they perceive your product. And last but not least, maybe you can work on the tangible part, so they have a good experience with how the packaging is feeling in their hands. And again, coming back to the actual product, the product needs to deliver what you're saying that it's delivering. So this is like an extra step to go just to make sure that you're getting familiar with the customer, and the customer says, oh, I made the best decision ever to purchase from this brand. And yeah, it's the simple things that make the difference, usually the small details.
Yeah, it's definitely that brand experience that makes it memorable and gets people talking. Tell me, Marcel, what about sales velocity? Like, what are the tips that you have for that when it comes to launching and ranking and how to get sales velocity?
Before we go into that, I think we have a couple of more minutes. I want to provide 1-2 more strategies on reviews. So we have another way of thinking about the product launch. Even if you're not a fan of variations, you can use what we call the phantom launch protocol. So this means sending on one ASIN by air 50, 60 units of your product, and that ASIN enroll it into Vine. The purpose of that ASIN is to accumulate the Vine reviews. Meanwhile, you send let's say the other 450 units, whatever you're building up, or maybe 1,000 units, you send them by ship by sea, so they will get there slower. You will enroll the others under a new ASIN. So the benefit here is that the initial ASIN, which got to Amazon faster by air, will accumulate reviews. And when your actual stock will get to Amazon, you can add them under the same parent, and you can start from day 0, day 1 actually, with reviews. So this is very powerful, because myself, I do not start going to the next question of sales velocity. I do not start PPC unless I have at least 10 reviews. So 2 digits, just for psychology, for the customer there to see that it's an actual number of reviews. So this will definitely kickstart your journey in a better way. Now, going to sales velocity.
Can we just
go
go
ahead.
back? You're saying that you would not start PPC until you actually have the reviews from some of the phantom ASIN that you've sent initially.
I'm saying that I would not start personally. I do not start PPC if I have less than 10 reviews. So if I have 1 to 9, that's a 1-digit review count, depending on the niche, of course. But myself, maybe start an auto campaign for discovery purposes, but that's all. I would not go aggressive on PPC in any way for that matter, because you have no proof. So you have no social proof, you have no review proof. So yeah.
So how are you,
this is my way.
this is amazing. So how are you getting your sales when you're not running PPC? Are you running external ads to push people to the listing, or doing it organically?
That's a great question. Thank you for that. So what we're doing at intelliRANK, we're running survey product testing. So this is the purpose of our agency, for example. We are sending in sales from day 1. Now, as soon as you start a campaign with us, we will set a set of questions. So we have 3 to 5 questions that we'll ask every individual product tester. Now, what we're trying to do here is to send in the product testers as we like. So while a new product comes to us, we build a strategy over 30 days, for example. So each day we're sending 1 to testers today, maybe 2, 3 tomorrow, maybe again 2 to the next day, and so on and so forth. So there are testers coming to your listing every day, and they will be purchasing and testing your product. But they will not leave any reviews. We are not associated with reviews in that matter for any reason. So the purpose of them is to create the sales velocity, the momentum, and the actual ranking on the Amazon platform, while you also get information about your product. So the first 30 days, you just build and send. This is the honeymoon and the most important period of the Amazon marketplace, for example, because within this area, you're starting with a clean slate, no previous information, no previous history. And this is where you're showing Amazon that you have a good and product that's being purchased, especially the way we do it. We use social signals, so the traffic will be coming from different social media platforms. So this is our juice that we're bringing on the table. Wow. Of course, the whole idea behind it is within the 30 days to build enough reviews and enough sales velocity. So from the second month, you can start aggressive PPC, and maybe if you choose an aggressive campaign with product testing. What we're delivering at the end of the campaign is a surveys report. So this is great information for any new seller or any new product, sorry. The power of it is that sometimes, and we had a few cases, but worth mentioning, where the product didn't go through a good quality check. So we had one example that the product was easily breakable. So, it had a plastic thing that was breaking easily. So we got that through our product testers. And at the end of the day, we basically saved the account of that seller, because imagine going and selling that to Amazon customers. They will be ending up returning the products, which
Yeah.
will end up to your account being frozen, actually, for that matter.
And a lot of
So
bad reviews.
bad reviews is not a problem. A bad and a huge return rate, that's a huge problem with Amazon itself, not on ASIN level, but on account level. So yeah, it's something to. Also, we had one customer which had this glass type of product, and it was ending up with the product testers, the glass being broken. So bad packaging, different experiences. And it's easy to prevent this with a product testing campaign and yeah, be safe rather than launching and hoping for the best. I don't know. Yeah, it's a matter of taste. Whatever you want to do, it's fine. But I tend to think about things. I'm logical, so you might identify by now I'm technical, and I think in a logical way. So yeah, this is
Yeah.
the easy way for me.
Yeah, no, I'm really impressed. I find this strategy quite unique, and it's the first I've heard of it. So yeah, it's really interesting to hear
Thank you. Yeah,
how this works.
it's
So
one way of doing things. Yeah.
yeah, do you find that not launching PPC straight away doesn't sort of affect your strategy in any way? Like, and does it actually change the way you do PPC based on the fact that you've done this for a month prior?
Again, this is a matter of taste. Myself, I find it useless to spend money on PPC when I do not have a social proof and a good account reputation, so to speak. The reputation means the actual reviews count and the review score. So that's what, yeah, that would drive actual sales. Because imagine it like this. This is again my view of things. You can bid on PPC and you can be at the top of the search results for any particular keyword. So you'll be there with your competitors. Your competitors are older on the marketplace than you. They might have thousands, hundreds, thousands, whatever review count. And yeah, at the end of the day, I'm thinking like this, and I've tested this, to be honest. I get the product there. Which product do you think that will sell most? The one that has 0 reviews or the one that has maybe 500 reviews? I tend to think that people will choose more the one with 500 reviews. So I'm not a good competitor, even if I go with a small price, even though I'm not a fan of the price wars. I do not want to compete in pricing. I want to position the brand as a premium brand. Again, my choice. And yeah, I tend to think that if I have at least 2 digits in reviews, so 10, 11, 12, somewhere starting from that, then people might take me into consideration. Maybe with a photo in the reviews would also help. So that's when I would get the actual, sorry about that, the actual social proof that will get me even more sales. But until then, my choice is to wait and just go in the arena when I'm prepared.
Wow, awesome.
Yeah.
And then the ranking, of course, will come as you're starting to refine your PPC, do your external advertising. Is there anything else you want to add to that?
Also, product testing. Product testing can be used anywhere in the life cycle of a product. So we are like the training wheels. Considering that your product would be the one learning to ride a bike, we can come in and go out anytime is needed. So for the product to actually sell. In order to understand the product ranking, which is actually simple, you have to understand that in order to stay at the top on any keyword, you have to sell on that keyword. It's a matter of that simplicity. Of course, there are other signals that Amazon is tracking, like add to carts, maybe add to wish list. They're giving them some value there. So yeah, it's not like in the old days when people were ranking only by doing like a lot of add to wish lists or a lot of add to carts. Those are all signals that Amazon is taking into consideration. But at the end of the day, the most powerful signal that Amazon is looking at is the actual sale, because we're in a money game. So Amazon wants to make money, wants to have happy customers, and us as sellers will also make some money if the other two variables are met. So if Amazon makes money and the customers are happy, then we can also make some money in the process. Hope
Yeah,
that makes sense.
that would be nice.
Yeah.
Um, okay, last
Yeah.
question before we wrap up, because I know we've only got like literally 3 minutes left
Yeah.
together. So I just wanted to ask with you, like, how much do you feel like a seller, how much importance should a seller place on building an off-platform online presence, obviously via social media platforms, or building a brand that way to help drive traffic, create that brand awareness, as a new seller in 2024? Is this a big part of it now? Is it a small part? Like what are your thoughts?
So my personal suggestion and advice on this one is very straightforward. Always start with Amazon. Start with Amazon and get as much as possible on the Amazon platform. In parallel, expand to Walmart, especially if we are talking about the US marketplace. If you're in Europe, try to go to US. Yeah. So Amazon, Walmart, and your own website. The amount of sales that you'll get on Amazon, you'll get nowhere else. So Amazon is your main source of traffic and sales, because people come there and they're already
Yeah,
coming with the intent of purchasing.
yeah,
Walmart right now is like Amazon back in 2016. So you can start, it has bugs, it has problems, you don't have a lot of data. It's pretty much like it was back then. You can start now, and the idea is, and this is the mindset trick, do not think what you can do now on Walmart and yeah, you don't get a lot of sales and you get a lot of problems and whatever. Think about where you'll be if you start now on Walmart, so 5 years from now. The
mm-mm.
whole idea behind it is to start to build a presence on Walmart. So 5 years from now, you'll have hundreds, thousands of reviews, and you'll have a good reputation there on Walmart, and you will know the platform. Apart from that, having your own website is also something I totally relate to. Shopify is the easiest way to integrate. Also, you can integrate directly with Amazon, so you can ship directly from Shopify, from the Shopify website. You can ship from the Amazon FBA without a problem, so you can integrate easily. That's another way to look at it. So I'm a fan of all the channels that you can tap into. TikTok Shop, if you can, also, yeah, that's also on the table. You
Mhm.
just need the resources in terms of time or money to invest into all this expansion. But
Yeah,
start slow, start on Amazon, build up on there, and think brand, think big, and go omni-channel. Yeah.
yeah, awesome. Marcel, I know you've got a special offer for us today. For anyone that's listening, and of course, I'm gonna pop up your offer on the recording, which will go up on YouTube next week. But do you want to share with our listeners what your special offer is to work with you?
So yeah, thank you for that. For any product testing campaign that we're running, we are offering a 10% discount if you mention that you came from Proboxx. So it's very important to mention where you've heard about us and where you've heard me, and we will be offering a 10% discount. The code is Proboxx10, so make sure you specify that. And let's build your brand and go beyond Amazon if needed. Why not?
Awesome. I really love your strategy, Marcel. And I'm just going to pop in your email address, office@intelliRANK
Yeah,
.info.
thank
If
you. Yeah.
you want to get in contact with Marcel to find out more about how intelliRANK can help you launch and sell a product on Amazon in 2024. It's an exciting time to be in e-commerce. So much rapidly changing, and it's all exciting stuff. So thank you, Marcel, for your time today. We really appreciate having your expertise on, and look out for the recording. We look forward to chatting with you very soon as well.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Amanda. It's been a pleasure. And yeah, talk soon.
And thanks everyone for joining us live. Thank you so much. Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.